On all sides were orchids both fresh and dense. The girl in the back walked forward and pushed open 2 doors with a loud crack. Inside there was indeed a large pool of hot water. At the time of creation, the original number of suns was set at 10. Later, Ho Yi, the archer, stretched his bow and shot down 9 of these suns, leaving only 1 sun behind. The true fire of Supreme Yang. There are 9 hot springs in the world, all transformations of the former suns. These magic springs of Yang are Fragrant Cold Spring, Mountain Mate Spring, Hot Spring, Eastern Fusion Spring, Mountain Flooding Spring, Filial Peace Spring, Wide Whirling Spring, and Torrid Spring. This is the Purgation Spring. We have also a testimonial poem which says, "One climate without heat or cold. E'en in autumn it's ever spring. Hot ripples like a boiling cauldrons. Snowy waves like newly made soup. Spilling out it warms the crops. Its still body washes our dust. Its bubbles seem like swelling tears. It churns like jade liquefied. Such moisture was never brewed. Self-heated, it's clear and smooth. A good sign of auspicious land. Truly it's heaven's creation, where beauties wash their smooth and ice-white skins. All dirt removed, their jade-like frames renewed. This bathing pool was about 50 feet wide and over 100 feet long. Inside, it was about 4 feet deep, the water being so clear that one could see to the bottom. A jet of water, like rolling pearls and swelling jade, continued to bubble up from the base, and there were on all 4 sides some 6 or 7 outlets for the water to drain. By the time it reached some rice paddies 2 or 3 miles away, the water would still be warm. Adjacent to the pool were 3 small pavilions. Behind the middle one was placed an 8-legged bench, on both ends of which there were also color-lacquered garment racks. Secretly delighted by what he saw, Pilgrim spread his wings and landed with a buzz on one of those racks. Seeing how warm and clear the water was, the girls immediately wanted to bathe in it. They took off their clothes, put them on the racks, and leapt into the pool together. Pilgrim saw them undoing their buttons and clasps, untying their sashes of silk. Their bosoms were white like silver. Their bodies all resembled snow. Their limbs appeared gilded in ice. Their shoulders seemed kneaded with dough. Their bellies looked soft and yielding. Their backs were both shiny and smooth. Their knees and wrists were round and small. Their feet no wider than 3 inches. Desire ringed their midsections, showing their apertures of love. After jumping into the pool, the girls began to leap and bounce on the water as they swam and frolicked. "If I want to hit them," thought Pilgrim to himself, "all I have to do is to stick my rod in the pool and give it a stir. That's called pouring hot water on the rats. You wipe out the entire nest. Pity, pity. I can kill them all right, but old monkey's fame will diminish somewhat. As the proverb says, a man does not fight with a woman. A fellow like me would look rather feckless if I beat to death a few of these scullions. No, I won't strike at them. I'll devise a plan that'll make them unable to move. That ought to do some good. Dear great sage." Making the magic sign and reciting a spell, he changed with one shake of his body into an old, hungry hawk. You see, feathers like snow and frost, and eyes bright as the stars. Seeing him, the fiendish fox loses its wits. Meeting him, the wily hare's terrified. Steel-like claws gleaming and quick make his looks fierce and heroic. He uses his old fists to serve his mouth, ready to chase himself all things that fly. He soars through vast stretches of frigid air, boring clouds, grasping things without a care. With a flap of his wings, the hawk flew up to the pavilion, stretched out his sharp claws, and picked the racks clean of the 7 suits of clothing left draping there before darting back to the ridge, where he changed into his original form to meet 8 Rules and Shamunk. Look at our idiot now. He met Pilgrim and said, laughing. So Master has been imprisoned in a pawn shop. How do you know? Asked Shamunk. Don't you see? Said 8 Rules. That elder brother has robbed it of all its clothing. Putting them down, Pilgrim said. These are things worn by monster spirits. How could there be so many? Asked 8 Rules. Pilgrim said. There are 7 suits altogether. How could you strip them so easily? Asked 8 Rules. And so well. I didn't need to. Replied Pilgrim. This place, you see, is called the Cobweb Ridge, and that village actually bears the name of Cobweb Cave. Inside the cave are 7 girls who, having captured our master and hung him up, went to take a bath in the Purgation Spring. That spring is actually a hot spring formed by heaven and earth. After they took their baths, the monster spirits were planning to steam Master for food. I followed them there, and when I saw them disrobing and getting into the water, I wanted to strike at them. But I feared that I might soil my rod and lower my reputation, and that was why I didn't move my rod. Instead, I changed into a hungry, old hawk and grabbed all of their clothing. Too embarrassed to leave the pool, they just squatted in the water. Let us go quickly to untie Master and we can be on our way. Elder brother. Said 8 Rules with a chuckle. Whenever you do anything, you always leave something behind. If you have seen monster spirits, how could you not kill them and want instead to go untie Master? Though they are too embarrassed to leave the pool now, they'll come out once it is night. They must have some old clothes at home, which they can put on and then chase us down. Even if they don't chase us, they can remain here, and after we have acquired the scriptures, we will have to take this road back. As the proverb says, rather give up your travel expenses. Never lack what your fist dispenses. If they bar our way and give us trouble by the time we return from the west, we will meet up with enemies, won't we? What do you want to do then? Asked Pilgrim. As I see it. Said 8 Rules. We must first slay the monster spirits before we go untie Master. This is the plan of mowing the grass by rooting it out. I don't want to strike at them. Said Pilgrim. If you do, you go ahead. Elated with delight, 8 Rules held high his muckrake and ran up to the pool with big strides. After he pushed open the doors to look, he found those 7 girls all squatting in the water and casting abusive profanities at the hawk, shouting, "That flattened hair beast! That wretched outcast! May a big cat gnaw on his head! He seized our clothes! How could we move? Lady Bodhisattvas!" Said 8 Rules, hardly able to contain his giggles. So you are taking a bath here? How about asking a priest like me to join you? When they saw him, the fiends became angry. You are a very rude priest. They cried. We are women in a home, and you are a man who has left the home. The ancient book said, by the 7th year, a man and a woman are not to sit on the same mat. How could you bathe in the same pool with us? It's so hot now. Said 8 Rules. That there's no alternative. Don't be so fussy and let me wash with you. Stop throwing the book at me. What's all this about sitting and not sitting on the same mat? Refusing to permit any further discussion, our idiot abandoned his rake, took off his black silk shirt, and leapt into the water with a splash. More incensed than ever, the fiends rushed forward and wanted to hit him. Little did they know that 8 Rules could be extremely agile once he landed in water. With a shake of his body, he changed at once into a sheet fish spirit. All the fiends reached for him with their hands and tried to catch the fish. But as they dove toward him in the east, he darted to the west with a swoosh, and when they plunged their hands down in the west, he spurted to the east once more. All slimy and slippery, he darted madly between their legs. The water, you see, was about chest deep. After 8 Rules swam around on top of the water for a while, he dove straight for the bottom, so tiring the fiends that they all collapsed, panting, in the pool. Only then did 8 Rules leap out of the pool, change back into his original form, put on his shirt, and take up his muckrake once more. "Who do you think I am?" he bellowed. "Just a sheet fish spirit." When they saw him, the fiends were terrified. "You are the priest who came in just now," said one of them. "You changed into a sheet fish when you leapt into the water, and we couldn't catch hold of you. Now you look like this again. Where, in fact, did you come from? You must give us your name." "So, you bunch of lawless fiends really don't recognize me," said 8 Rules. "I'm the disciple of the Tang Elder, someone from the Great Tang in the land of the East, who is on his way to acquire scriptures. I am Zhu Wen 8 Rules, the Marshal of Heavenly Reeds. You have my master hung up in a cave, and you are planning to have him steamed for food." "My master? Steamed for food? Stretch out your heads at once, and receive a blow, each of you. I want to finish you off." When they heard these words, the fiends were frightened out of their wits. Going to their knees in the water, they cried, "We beg the Venerable Father to forgive us. We have eyes but no pupils, and we caught your master by mistake. Though he is hanging there now, he has not been tortured. Please spare our lives in your mercy. We are willing to give you some travel money instead to send your master to the Western Heaven." Waving his hand, 8 Rules replied, "Don't talk like that. The proverb has put the matter very well. Once the candy salesman did me deceive. I could never the sweet talker believe. No matter what, I'm going to give you a blow of my rake. Then each of us can be on our way."